Hello guys, and welcome back. Where we last left off, I was at war with Austria-Hungary. Ahead of time, because I didn't want to fight them. You know, I just finished defeating the Ottomans. I'm still trying to subdue Germany. And all of a sudden, Austria-Hungary declares war on me. I am put on the back foot because I do not have armies to deal with them. The army that was previously heading to Dresden now has to change its course to go back to Munich to deal with the Austrian threat there. Easily dealt with. Although should I fight this one? No, I will not fight this one. This battle should not even happen. Actually, the battle that should happen is the battle in Vienna. Obviously, the first strike has to be made in Vienna, led by the two legendary generals from the Spanish and Italian front. They will be the ones to launch the first blow against Austria. For some reason, they declared war on me as I was passing by Vienna. It's one of those things you would actually hear in history. It's like, this army, just out of nowhere, was like in the right place at the wrong time. Because there shouldn't have been a war at all. But they're there, so they're going to do what damage they can. And if I can take Vienna, then that is a significant blow to at least Austrian pride. Doubt I'll be able to hold it afterwards, but if I could, and get reinforcements from Venice, it could really mean the difference here. In the meantime, I probably should start beefing up defenses here. Because there's massive Austrian reserves of manpower heading this way. In fact, it's more than likely I'm going to lose my entire Italian foothold here, and southern German foothold. In Rome, I'm going to place more defenses around. So I'm going to have, I don't have any sort of artillery making anything here. I don't! Oh god, this could be bad. How do I... Can I change? I need to change you from a commercial sector to a heavy industry sector. Now, is there anyone that simply provides me light howitzers? I bet you... Yeah, you give me all this. It just didn't come up. Okay, so yes, we shall make the manufacturing center of Rome. This will be the industry of all of Italy. This is gonna be bad. This could potentially ruin me. Because I'm already dealing with German attacks here. There's no real alternative. I can't do this. I don't think I can launch 2 successful campaigns. Because, as you can kind of see here, my territory is sort of split. Like, I own the southern part. This is not a problem. I don't really need to govern the southern part. I'm telling you this, okay? I know I should probably just get on with battles. As you can kind of see here, they drove a wedge right in between both my armies here. And there is massive reserves of Austrian manpower, because they've kind of not been pulling their weight on the Russian front, it seems. So, and this is evident here, because now they got, what is that, nearly about 3 full-stack armies just there in the mountains. And I don't have any trained troops to stop them. So, with all that in consideration, I have to make peace with Germany. It was nearly out as well, but I have to do it. And I hate doing this, but... Okay, we'll make this... It's not a peace, it's an armistice, a ceasefire. Okay? We will be back! We will goddamn be back, Germany! Don't you forget it! But for now, I can focus all my manpower on dealing with Austria. I need to focus all my manpower on dealing with Austria. So now I've got armies that can head to Prague. And now the Venetian, kind of Venetian, The Venetian corps here is gonna head into Vienna. I'm just gonna save real quick. And at the same time, I think I'm gonna head straight to Wallachia over here in Romania. So, hold on, I'll save, and then the Battle of Vienna will probably happen. Okay, let's see what my army here can do. It could potentially be ruinous, because I think, is it? Yeah, it's definitely that army here, because they're all suffering attrition, so that army to my left will come in. I'm gonna have to prepare for that. I'm gonna have to have some soldiers on the left. Apart from that, I should blow them out of the sky. Into the sky. And out of it, I guess. I don't know why I said out of the sky. Gonna blow them into the sky with all our artillery. God, can the Dutch actually do this? My faithful generals in the comments, tell me what you think of this decision with Germany. I will see you on the battle map. See you then. You know what, guys? Germany in World War I was definitely probably the most professional army. Was definitely the most professional army in like the world. You know, I believe that. In this reality, it's the evil Dutch Empire rivaled by the Austrians. In the real World War I, they've collapsed. They needed Germany. And on this front, I mean, they're professional. I want to say they rival me in tech. They probably do. Because they have light howitzers, not deploying them for some reason. But they have, like, the artillery to match me. They have the troops to match me. They have all the potential they need to actually fight the evil Dutch Empire. It could be the Battle of the Colossuses if they could get their act together. The evil Dutch Empire, my mighty industry and economy of all of Western Europe, versus the vast reserves of manpower and trained troops from the Russian fronts that Austria's got. You would think that if this was in any form of reality, this would be the battle of two titans. But honestly, I'm gonna see what they do here, because they're not moving. They have not adapted the strategy of most nations, which is turn around and hope and pray that I give up. They have not adopted that strategy. At least they're facing the right way for it. You know, it's more than can be said for most. Apart from that, they seem to just be standing there. But yes, I want to know your opinions, guys, about Germany, okay? I was gonna lose territory in France, first off. I could not support another front, because all my armies that was eventually gonna be bound for Austria, which had to turn around to go to Austria, was about to fight on the German front to go to Dresden and Pomerania. None of that happened, though, because I needed to go to fight Austria, so I kind of needed to spur my armies. So making peace with Germany is kind of the only option I had. I will be back when the front kind of evens out. You know, maybe when Prague is taken to Vienna and the lines have definitely been pushed back a bit. Then Germany will face the full wrath of the evil Dutch Empire. It also gives me a little bit more time to recruit, because kind of been fighting pretty hard to stop them from kind of destroying me. Because I said before that I didn't think Germany was much of a threat. Looked on the map, they have about 6 or 7 full-stack armies still heading towards me. So now Russia can hopefully take that front off me, and I won't have to deal with it. I seem to have taken down all their artillery. They're probably hiding, the Austrian troops. I attack them so they believe that I'm going to walk towards them. Definitely not going to happen. You know, say what you like, I am not going to charge towards them. I do not have the manpower. And that Austrian army will eventually appear as soon as the artillery have left the map, as well as everyone else. So I will speed it up, and we shall see how the battle progresses. Well, so what was it? It's the Central Powers that I'm fighting, not the Axis. So, the Ottoman Empire is gone. That's one piece of the Central Powers under my rule, Germany is out. So now I'm reversing what should have been one of the weakest, which is now the strongest, Axis power. And we will see how that goes. I mean, I took most of the German industry away when I, like, liberated the east... Well, sorry, the western part into the sort of European Union I'm creating. The buffer zone between the Western Dutch Empire and the eastern colonies I'm creating. We'll see how it goes. I don't know what to talk about. Not much development. I've actually been trying to hold this off because I really didn't know how I could do this Let's Play with Austria suddenly attacking me. I would lose like tons of men. So what I've got to do now that I've made peace with Germany, I've got like 3 other full stack armies they can send up, and I've got 1 round the back which can deal with any sort of Italian opposition. So that can happen. I believe the Western Front can be held now. And the Southern Front would hopefully be able to meet up with probably Vienna, because I'm not going to be able to leave Vienna for a long time. So what might end up happening is my Greek army, which will go to Romania, head to Serbia, and probably push up into Croatia. We'll meet up with the Venetian army. I keep saying Venetian. Viennan? Venetian sounds better. It just sounds better, I'm sorry. But the army here, they'll meet up with them and hopefully push further east. When that's done, hopefully by that point when I've pushed up south, I will have Prague and maybe be able to push up into Dresden from below, and Berlin from the north. I'll go down. You know, and I'll have this massive pincer attack, and, you know, historians will be like, oh, the evil Dutch Empire in World War I, well, after World War I, because World War I for the evil Dutch Empire was over. This is Operation Orange. And subsequent Operation something else in the southern plains of Europe. We don't actually have a name for that. Do I have a name for that? Just sort of Operation Attack Greece and Istanbul and anyone else in the south. Kind of long. We need a new name. Operation Orange is taking on a diverse route in the north. We've taken all of Scandinavia. We've definitely taken most of Germany. Just kind of need to adapt that to everywhere else. Hey, more people. It has kind of appeared. And the rest of the line has kind of appeared. As well as the beginnings of the artillery. And to think, they just began freezing. Oh no! The tree! It's back! It's here to stop me! I didn't know the Austrians had their own tree. Damn it! We'll see if we can get that to rule Vienna. And soon, everywhere, every major country will be ruled by some sort of plant or something. Still haven't heard any word back from the Italian troops, well, the Italian trooper carrying the unburned bush into Cairo. Have not heard anything from that guy. You know, ever since the Ottomans was subdued. You know, no word. Maybe now that I got the Ottomans, they can send me feedback. What's going on in Cairo? Has this religion taken off? Is there like an Egyptian uprising? To, you know, and then eventually the Italians will come back, try and take down, you know, the evil Dutch Empire. Who knows? This religion could span far and wide. It could replace, you know, Islam as the dominant religion in the region. You know, who knows? Not me. Just kind of saying stuff. I apologize for the sound anyway, because it's just been going downhill. It's been getting quieter and quieter, and I really don't want to turn it up in case it becomes too loud for you to even hear me, and then the commentary is drowned out like in the first few parts. So I would rather have it quiet than loud. Again, I would rather not have my voice, you know, unsupported, you know. I'd have something going on. But anyway, the Austrian troops have been pushed back from my left flank. Which was the hope, you know, this hill does provide some sort of respite. I'm using big words today. Respite from Austrian attacks to this line. These are all professional troops, by the way. These are not old. These are all state-of-the-art Austrian tech. And they're not getting through my lines. Thank God I always have the defensive. I don't know how many times the Evil Dutch have ever been on the offensive, but I've always, at least when I've attacked someone, I've always just set up a trench. You know, if I couldn't set up trenches, this would be entirely different. I don't even know if I would have got... But I don't think I would have even got past Paris if I didn't have the trenches. You know, thank God I can dig them right next to the enemy city. Every Evil Dutch soldier must be equipped with a trowel. Not just a trowel, a shovel. State-of-the-art Dutch shovel. The shovel makers of, you know, Amsterdam made millions in the war. As they all dug out trenches, because, you know, all this, there was always a very small slope. It's not that... Everywhere there was just a very small slope. And we dug down and made like this incredibly flat ground for us to use. Otherwise, it's not so much of a trench, it's a barrier. I don't know where I'm going with that, but it always says trench and not barrier, even though that's what I'm doing. Anyway, that is the end of this part, so thanks for watching. And next time we come back with the rest of the Battle of Vienna. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Later, guys.